OTAs are getting fired up, and today we're looking at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we're getting our first look at Trevor Lawrence throw the ball around in drills. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at rookie camp clips, mini camp, OTAs, soon to be training camp of these players, seeing what these players are doing behind the scenes of practice every single day, even workouts in the gym, whatever we can find. If you want to know what your players are doing behind the scenes, click that button, stop missing out. We're looking at Trevor Lawrence today. These clips are hot. They're very fresh. They're practicing maybe even right now, but here he is. Here he is. Stepping back, making the throw, getting the ball out. We are again stepping back. First day. Boom. Other OTA clips were as mandatory. I say as mandatory. But now is the scheduled OTAs. Boom. Getting it out. Seeing Hunter back there. Dyami Brown, who's an addition. Brian Thomas Jr. Here we go. Running the offense. Play action. Stepping back. Getting it downfield. Getting it out there. If you notice the turf. It's like a grass sod substance. And it's been kicking up quite a bit. We noticed this last year. You'll see it on a rollout. I don't know what it is. It could be artificial, but it's kicking up pretty good. So you'll see some slippage on some stuff. Gets it out. Boom. Solid. Solid. Travis Hunter right there, guys. Travis Hunter right there. I'll have another video out on him with his clips from today. It'll be out shortly after this one. I'll gather more of those clips. Not as many as Trevor, though. Trevor Lawrence has the most clips. Here's another one. You get to see what these teams are doing behind the scenes, what they're doing, what practice looks like. And it's different from team to team. You see the kicked up dirt here. I was noting that on the Travis Hunter video. Like, hey, give him some grace. And look at the field there. And that was noted on Brian Thomas Jr. last year. See the dirt kick up there on Trevor Lawrence? That's what I was talking about. And I think there was another clip with that. It might have caused me to notice it more on my other monitor when I was watching that. Step back. Boom. Gets it out. What we're seeing here from Trevor Lawrence, we're going into the 2025 season. We added Travis Hunter. We got Brian Thomas Jr. going into year 2. We got Dyami Brown, who has a very fascinating prospect profile coming into the league, who really wasn't used much as a commander. And now we're looking to see if this offense can jumpstart this year. We added 2 running backs in the draft. Basil Tootin has speed to burn, very electric. So we added more to this team to help him out. If Travis Hunter can take a step forward and be a good complement starting off his career to Brian Thomas Jr., stud getting downfield, 4.3 speed, takes the top off the defense, nasty release package, that will definitely help him. Travis Hunter's definitely a step up over Parker, step up over some of the other players that were there, and more upside in his game. But you got Brian Thomas Jr. going to year 2. Dyami Brown's a very twitched up wide receiver. Interesting prospect profile coming out of college. He was a mid-rounder, a guy that a lot of people were watching just due to the breakout age, due to what we saw on tape. And this is a player that can stretch the field a little bit, could make an impact as a good role player. Some people like to hang on my words and think I'm talking fantasy when I'm not, so I like to hang that out there. Good role player. Brian Thomas Jr. stretching the field going into year 2. Wide receivers staying healthy. Trevor Lawrence staying healthy. The running back depth chart staying healthy. You might have a different look here. We say that every year, but we did have a different look last year, and it was Brian Thomas Jr. We did have a different look this year. Now we're adding more beef at wide receiver, especially for the short to intermediate. We're adding that too. That's definitely going to help out Trevor Lawrence for the long term. First day of OTAs, and it's very exciting to see what we're getting out of this Jaguars offense. Trevor Lawrence slinging the rock here, getting it out. Dyami Brown, just a very good wide receiver on the cheap. That could be a good role player for this team. That'll keep the chains moving. Like, he could be having some moments. You had Travis Hunter there, playing both ways, getting things installed. This could be the playmaker you need. Very complimentary piece to Brian Thomas Jr. and the team. Gets it out. Trevor Lawrence, though, considered one of the greatest high school prospects of all time. Looked immaculate at Clemson. First-round draft pick. For what he is, he hasn't really lived up to that. All in all, we're waiting for him to step it up to that. He has shown the potential. He's also had some weird circumstances throughout his career. Every season, there's something weird about it where, like, well, if this didn't happen, this injury or if that or that coaching change or what. But he's got talent. He's got leadership skills. Very calm under pressure, leading the team. We keep adding pieces to the team. Something's got to come ahead. We had Brian Thomas Jr. last year. Got him in the first round. I keep talking about him, but that's a playmaker. That's a playmaker. That's a huge get, and he's going into year 2. Now you add Travis Hunter into this mix. What are we going to get out of him? So going over what the dirt kicking up here. Like, watch this. Just coming up easy. Now, it's not a big deal, but there. You see it just fly right up there. Something to pay attention to. And the reason why I'm pointing that out is because when we're looking at Travis Hunter, a lot of people are, the media is just going crazy with it. Social media is going crazy with it. With those, like, 3 or 4 routes from rookie minicamp. Just something to point out. Someone noted in the comment section of that video that was also wet there during that time. Just go over the tape from Colorado. Just go over that. I will say this, Xavier Worthy had his moments. They said Brian Thomas Jr. couldn't run routes last year during training camp. He's rolling out. Boom, getting it. Getting it. What's your thoughts on Trevor Lawrence going into year 2025? I forget how many years he's been in the league. What's your thoughts on this? I think last year in OTAs we came in excited. Mostly Brian Thomas Jr. Mostly Brian Thomas Jr. I was excited. I was higher than I thought. Now I look back on it, I was very high. I was down on myself because I wish I was high. I guess I was pretty high. I just remember looking at all these camp clips being, it was mostly Brian Thomas Jr. It was mostly Brian Thomas Jr. But we looked at Trevor Lawrence too. We were like, he's got Brian Thomas Jr. Everything's got to be all right. That's how much I'm in on Brian Thomas Jr., I guess. But he's got Brian Thomas Jr. Things got to go up. Brian Thomas Jr. going in year 2. He better get in with it. He better get in it with it. That being said, let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.